Hi guys, we are going to celebrate the winter solstice today. The winter solstice is the first day of winter and it's the shortest day of the year. And every year it happens around December 21st or December 22nd. And we're going to read a book that talks about the shortest day and how we celebrate it and what it is. The author is Wendy Pfeffer and the illustrator is Jesse Reich. And we can tell from the illustration on the front page that surely it is winter. We see lots of snow and their outfits that they're wearing indicate that it's cold. The sun is low in the sky. We see that we have some green on our evergreens, but our other trees are bare. So yeah, we can always find out so much information from our illustrations. In late autumn, in the northern part of the world, squirrels hide nuts, foxes grow thick fur coats, and flocks of birds fly to warmer places. The sun rises later each morning and sets earlier each evening. Each day it appears lower in the southern sky. As the sun gets lower and lower, the north gets less and less daylight. The air grows colder. And we live in the north. We live north of the equator, which is like the belt of the middle of our earth. Chickadees fluff their feathers to keep warm, woodchucks hibernate in their burrows, and white-tailed deer nuzzle through the snow to find the last blades of grass. On short winter days, children bundle in warm clothes and walk through a frosty white world, dragging long shadows behind them. On long winter nights, families eat dinner while it's dark outside. Children wonder when the days will get long again, so they can play outside after dinner like they did in summer. In the north, on or around December 21st, the sun reaches its lowest point on the horizon, making that day the shortest day of the year. Like all days, December 21st has 24 hours, but is called the shortest day because it has the fewest hours of daylight. The shortest day, called the winter solstice, is the beginning of winter. And in some places, winter means cold, nose-nipping weather. The earth tilts as it moves around the sun. When the northern part of the earth tilts away from the sun, the north gets less heat and light than the southern part. Ooh, I see some hot cocoa. Long ago, people didn't understand how the earth tilts and moves around the sun. They didn't understand why each day had less sunshine than the day before. Some believed that evil spirits made the sun go away. People feared that the sun wouldn't shine on them anymore, making their world cold and dreary dark. They needed the sun's warmth and light. So did their plants, which they needed for food. They held ceremonies that lasted for weeks to persuade their gods to bring the sun back. Looks like a really crazy fire. Over the years, people noticed that after short days, the days got gradually longer. Joyous people bathed in the sun's warmth and light. They celebrated their harvest. Yeah, you can see their little blanket of food over there, their harvest. About 5,000 years ago, people who studied the sky noticed that day after day, the sun set in different places on the western horizon. They discovered that when the sun set farthest south, that was the shortest day of the year. These early astronomers planned to mark the shortest day. Then each year, people would know when the days would start getting longer again. Right? Because after the winter solstice, everything gets longer and longer every day. On the day when the sun reached its southernmost point on the horizon, the astronomers carried out their plan. astronomers or people that study astronomy, which is studying the space and things out in space and the universe. Workers stacked stones to frame the setting sun. They made a special opening like a keyhole or the eye of a needle. When the setting sun's rays beamed through that opening, people knew the shortest day was over. That's pretty awesome. Days gradually got longer for the next 6 months. When the sun appeared farthest to the north, its rays shone through another keyhole. People knew it was the longest day of the year, the first day of summer. In China, over 3,000 years ago, astronomers measured shadows to determine the shortest day. The longest shadow appeared on the shortest day because the sun was at its lowest point in the sky. They knew that as the sun appeared higher in the sky, the shadows would get shorter and the days would get longer. Over 2,000 years ago, Romans celebrated the shortest days with festivals and merrymaking. They gave evergreen branches to friends as a sign of good luck. Evergreen wreaths decorated their doors. Since these plants stayed green when others turned brown, they reminded the Romans of the spring coming. Mistletoe and holly hung in their homes because plants that survived the harsh winter were symbols of life. Many people believed these plants would bring strength to their families. Isn't that cool? We still use wreaths and holly now. About 1,000 years ago, Europeans celebrated the winter solstice. Druid priests of England and Ireland decorated oak trees with golden apples and candles to represent harvest and light. In Sweden, a festival of light celebrated the return of longer days. On St. Lucia's Day, girls wore crowns of evergreens and candles to rekindle the sun's fire as they delivered warm buns to a family and friends. Boys went from door to door singing to their neighbors for a few coins. Around the same time in history, the Incas of Peru marked the shortest day with a festival in honor of the sun. At dawn, when the sun first appeared, shouts of happiness rang out. Then the Incas used a shiny surface to reflect the sun rays. Only fluffy, dry cotton. Fluffy, dry cotton. The sun heated the cotton and it burst into flames. They carried the fire to their temples and kept it burning on the altars all year because it came from one of their gods, the sun. Today, people still celebrate at the beginning of winter by decorating their homes, lighting the darkness, gathering together, and exchanging gifts. They no longer worry that the sun will disappear forever. People know that these days get colder when their part of the earth tilts away from the sun. They know that days get shorter when the sun appears lower in the sky. People celebrate the shortest day because longer days follow. Flocks of birds will return, seedling oak trees will sprout, and children can play outside after dinner. For more than 5,000 years, people have welcomed the winter solstice because it's a new beginning. And then there's some cool facts here on this page, solstice facts, and it talks about how the sun and the earth work together in the northern and the southern hemispheres. And this page gives us an activity to chart what time the sun is coming up daily and what time the sun is going down. So you could do a sunrise and a sunset chart. And then we could measure shadows. At noon, you can stand outside and measure your shadow. Or you could draw, around your shadow with chalk. someone help you with that. So many fun things to do. So I know, ooh, have a winter solstice party. I love to have a winter solstice party. Probably not this year. Next year, I definitely want to have a winter solstice party. And if you remember, I think last year we had a video on YouTube about making a bird feeder. I think we made one out of a pine cone and then we made one with a toilet paper roll. So you could always create a bird feeder and have a winter solstice party for the birds. I love it. So guys, I'm so excited we got to talk about the winter solstice. I know that there's many ways that I'm going to celebrate the winter solstice today. I'm going to go outside, check out my shadow, look around for signs of winter. I'm also going to take in the daylight because it's the shortest day of the year. So I invite you to get outside, wear appropriate clothes, and enjoy the shortest day of the year. Have the best day.